Darnold will be the 8th quarterback ever to start a Super Bowl in their first season with his team. But when a reporter asked him about being the first quarterback from the famed 2018 draft class, that includes the likes of former league MVPs, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, to make the Super Bowl from that group, Darnold had to set the record straight.
I actually made it in 23 as well when I was in San Francisco. So, no, I'm just messing with you. No, it's unbelievable, man. Just obviously those are great players, but just it's more so the team. Just the hard work that we've put in throughout this season, OTAs, training camp. I talk about it a lot, but and I know every team works really hard in that off season when we're just working together. But to be able to go against that defense every single day, that got us better as an offense, and I know they could say the same thing about us. So yeah, we take it day by day.
We, as a collective, stand corrected Sam Darnold, so I phrase it like this. Sam Darnold being the first 2018 class quarterback to make the Super Bowl as a starter, Manti, big deal or no big deal?
It's a huge deal, and I don't even know if there's an adjective that's even bigger than that, because yesterday I watched an interview that Sam Darnold had with Jason Garrett earlier this season, and it was about 22 minutes long, and what I've learned about the man in 22 minutes, I'm a huge fan of him. They start reminder that he's been through some crap and he knows how to get through it, and that no matter if it happens on the football field, all interceptions, or he throws touchdowns, he knows how to navigate those roads. And so what I got from it was there's no drill that I can teach you that can teach you what grit and perseverance is. I can teach you how to throw the ball better. I can teach you how to read a defense, but I can't teach you that. And out of all those quarterbacks, I think the one that's demonstrated a lot of it this year is Sam Darnold, is the grit and the perseverance, Willie. And so I'm so happy for the man. I'm happy that he's able to overcome, and he's going to be able to play in the biggest game of his career so far, and hope that he does well.
Yeah, it's a big deal because, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson never had their feet on Super Bowl grass, right? And now you're talking about it just shows that, Sam Darnold, because of the right fit and situation, he's on his way to a Super Bowl. I remember when Sam Darnold got drafted to New York. He was the right guy for the job. They just didn't have a supporting cast to help him out. And right now, you talk about his ability to go through multiple outfits, and you talked about his journey and the scars he's endured. That's all a part of who he is. Back, they can lean on for a couple years, and his name is Sam Darnold. So Sam Darnold has won my respect. I love everything about him, and I wish him the best of luck at Santa Clara.
It's a cool deal for Sam Darnold, but I'm going to say it's not a big deal, not yet, because if you look at this 2018 draft class, and if it's historic and it really continues to pan out the way it is, then it's reminiscent of the 1983 draft class, which is looked at as maybe the best one of all time. So you have Elway, you have Jim Kelly, and you have Dan Marino. Now, think about this. At the end of their career, when all those guys, those three that I just mentioned, Kelly and Marino and Elway, they put their gold jackets on and they get together at the Hall of Fame and everything. John Elway's got 2 Super Bowl rings on. He looks at Dan Marino. He's got none. He looks at Jim Kelly. He played in 4 straight damn Super Bowls and doesn't have any rings. It's what happens at the end. First of all, Sam Darnold has to win this game. You get a lot more memory and legacy for winning the Super Bowl instead of getting 2058, and it was 40 years ago. We're looking back on this draft class. Who won the rings? Who got it done? And we're still there. We're not there yet.
Willie, I ask you, can you take us in the not-so-far-back time machine? In your other day job on television, you are covering the Jets pretty often, and in your history with the organization. Can you give us a couple minutes on what you remember of the Sam Darnold Jets experience? Because I'm sure we're going to do that at some point this week, but I'd love to hear your first take on it.
The Jets fans were thrilled. We were all thrilled. We felt like we had our franchise quarterback. The problem is when you look through the roster, there was nobody to help him out. And then when they let him go, we drafted Zach Wilson. So it was just like bang, bang downhill. The Jets never recovered. But what you saw when he went to Carolina, ended up getting traded to Carolina, and then you saw him in the Niners, then you saw him on the Vikings, like, man, we may have messed this up. If we could have brought Sam Darnold some more time, if we could have just hung in there and really helped him out. Think about this. If Sam stays on the Jets, man, and maybe we draft Jamar Chase, and maybe we get Penei Sewell, the Jets look like a different team led by Sam Darnold. He just never had that time, and they can never really wrap talent around him. But we all saw the hindsight. Only thing Sam Darnold got out of New York was a slice of pizza and mono. That's a tough out.
That's so many jokes that I could say right now, but I'm not gonna. We're gonna move on to the next big deal or no big deal.
Jamie?
You're not lying. It's just that I don't think that's a unique story for a young man living in New York in his 20s. So that's all I was going to say about that. Pizza and Mono. Up next, let's take a listen to a man who we are accustomed to being on the Super Bowl stage. Three-time Super Bowl champion head coach Andy Reid welcomed back a familiar face to the team as Eric Bieniemy has officially signed on as offensive coordinator again. This happened on Friday. Bieniemy was KC's OC from 2018 to 22 before he explored other opportunities. Andy Reid met with the media yesterday and was asked why he wanted this reunion.
I want to fix a problem, and let's the problems that we had and in all phases. And I've had success with bringing guys back into the fold and things happening. And so as a unit, as an organization, and I think everybody's fired up to see that, listen, we're able to replace a great guy with another great guy. Change can be good sometimes for you. And so that's what I'm fired up about.
All right, so in his second stint now, he hopes to replicate what he had going when Eric Bieniemy was the Chiefs offensive coordinator for 5 seasons, which is leading the NFL in average points per game and total touchdowns. Of course, you know his quarterback, you know some of those pass catchers at the time. Here's the question, though, Mansai. Big deal or no big deal? Bieniemy back as the Chiefs OC.
I mean, look at the ones in there, James. Look at the ones in that column, man. It's a huge deal. If you want to go back to the prominence that the Kansas City Chiefs had from 2018 to 2022, when not only are the offense ranked #1, but you have Patrick Mahomes, who's also a 2-time MVP under him, had 2 5,000-yard passing seasons. Just look no further than what happened this year when you have Robert Saleh go back to the Niners and how that Niners defense performed. And then you got Josh McDaniels, who went back to the Pats. And when they had their dynasty, who was offensive coordinator, who was the play caller, that man, and how they're doing. I mean, they're playing in the Super Bowl. So you have the script, you have the game plan as to what happens when you have a really, really good coordinator go back into a position of dominance and prominence, and what he's done for that team. So all the things that points to Eric Bieniemy and as a coordinator for the Chiefs, and the things that he's done while there, not only for Patrick Mahomes, but for that offense in general, Willie, is a huge deal.
Well, that's a big deal, and it's a big deal that he's back in the building, because when he left, man, I thought the Chiefs lost their punching power. Now, he leaves the Chicago Bears where they're top 3 in rushing, and now he's implemented back into the Chiefs offense where they need him desperately, solely because Isaiah Pacheco, he's been dealing with some injuries. They rank 25th in the red zone, and right now, without a run game, man, it puts so much pressure on the pass game to be efficient and be able to thrive. Now you're talking about Patrick Mahomes coming back and back onto the field with the ACL injury. You need a run game to stabilize this offense. You need a run game to stay ahead of the sticks and stay on time as far as scheduling it within the offense. Nevertheless, man, a run game, Eric Bieniemy, it just sounds like a match made in heaven. They got to get playing. They got to get back to playing Kansas City Chiefs football, and that's running between the tackles and getting downhill. Hopefully, they can make it happen with Eric Bieniemy back in the building.
We'll see. I'm not going to say big deal yet. And what's the headline? 6-11 team hires Bears running back coach. League shakes in their boots. I'm not there yet. Are they bringing back 2018 Travis Kelce? Are they bringing back 2018 Tyreek Hill? Like those are the guys that really, really, really made that offense cook. I respect Bieniemy big time, and I actually think it may impact the Bears running game next year because he was fantastic with Monangai and Swift, et cetera. But just like, listen, they had the one-of-one quarterback, the one-of-one tight end, the one-of-one wide receiver. It was all this complete frozen moment in time where they had guys you could not guard and could not keep in front of you. Bieniemy was great. Bieniemy did his thing, and I think he will again. But, like, there's personnel issues with the Chiefs now. They're running, their backfield is really lacking. Kelce is not Kelce. Tyreek is 3 teams later, it feels like. It's not what it used to be in personnel-wise. Not to mention the Mahomes injury. Things have changed. It's like, you're not showing up and there's confetti and there's champagne bottles and everything. Like, the gooding is good. This is like almost rebuilding a broken dynasty with not the same tools. So he's a very good coach, and he better be, because he's going to have to do a different type of work than he did last time he left.
I think what's also important to notice about Coach Bieniemy is he's a coach that puts his foot down. I remember a few years ago during that Colts game, him and Patrick had a back and forth, and you see that on the sideline. It was when Bieniemy left that I saw a lot of Travis Kelce bump into Andy Reid and just the antics on the sideline where you see Coach Bieniemy as an assistant coach, whether he was with the Commanders or with the Bears, and you see the guy is real old school. He'll snap at you. And I think sometimes it's not only the play calls that he plays, that he calls, but it's also just the priority on the discipline of what happens and what that outfit looks like. So I think there's also that aspect that when you have Bieniemy come back in as a play caller, as a guy that's standing there calling the plays, that I don't think there will be as much rebuttal from the players like, I don't want to run that. No, you're going to run this, because that's who Coach Bieniemy kind of operates at.
I can't keep looking at that footage and get out of this segment without asking Kyle. You see Matt Nagy sitting there. You see Eric Bieniemy sitting on the bench. How does this affect the beloved Bears run game, Kyle, as you look ahead to the offseason?
Yeah, I mean, you know, my guy, Manung guy, like, he was really tight with Bieniemy. And this is how do you get a rookie late-round pick from Rutgers to be running over people? You have great coaches. The Bears staff this year was amazing. Dennis Allen, Antoine Randall, Al Harris, Eric Bieniemy, like, and this is the price of success. You lose guys. You know, the guys go, and they should go. But Eric Bieniemy, a really, really underrated part of the Bears' success this year. It is their loss for sure, and that would be a big hole to fill. No joke.
All right, big deal or no big deal, we're moving on GMFB. Super Bowl 60 is nearly here, and we've had a lot of great action that the guys want to review their favorite moment from the playoffs. That's coming up later in our show. Until then, we got a guest coming up from the East-West Shrine Bowl. It's happening tonight in Texas. Eric Galco coming on GMFB. We got to check in with some of the players that we need to stay tuned. And our big research binder, some of our favorite players have come from that game in today's NFL, so keep an eye on them tonight.